Welcome back. My name is Brian from Ridgeback Productions, and I help beginning voice talents grow their business, generate lots of income. Well, I say lots of income, but it's really the effort you put in. You can, how's it go? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, or I don't know, something like that. Anyways, it's good to make another video. This is a Fiverr gig review. I had a talent reach out to me with a great question, which I'm going to make a video on. Comparison of audiobook versus doing YouTube narration and my thoughts on it. And my short answer for him was, well, it is kind of circumstantial, but the short answer is YouTube. And I have a lot of reasons for that. And I'll get into that in the video that I make. But for this one, we're going to do a Fiverr gig review for Jay. And he has a gig on audiobook. He does audiobook narration. So this will be an interesting one. I don't know that I've done a YouTube video on Fiverr gig reviews for an audiobook, because there's like a different format that you can follow for audiobook. So anyways, it'll be interesting. So we'll jump into this and give you some tips and stuff. If you're interested and you'd like for me to check out your Fiverr gig, be happy to do that. Look down in the links below, and I have links to where I can review you. I can review your gig or profile. I also offer consultations. We can meet and go over stuff. And it's kind of like one of those situations, like, I don't know the whole like ratio, but almost everybody. It's like 8 or 9 people out of every 10 reviews I do. Usually we go into a consultation because these are just a short little glimpse into my thoughts on what you could do to improve your gig. And they certainly have value and they do help a lot. But I mean, if you really want to get into it, we got to get into like an hour session where we break down your gig, and there's just so much more that I can help you with within that hour. But, it is what it is. Without further ado, let's just jump into Jay's Fiverr gig review for audiobook narration. Here we go. Okay. This is his gig, and I've never seen it. If I didn't mention it already, the way I like to do it is I don't look at them ahead of time, just because I want fresh eyes. I want to tell you what a buyer's seeing when they first click on. I want to give you my first impressions. So if I seem like I'm a little bit confused or thinking, it's because I'm probably confused and thinking, because I don't know what I necessarily want to say. So first eyes, I have no idea what any of it looks like or sounds like, other than I just bring it up in preparation for these videos. Cool. Let's check it out. Title: I will narrate your audiobook, American male voiceover. It just sounds odd. It has the key points, because you definitely want to say what you do, which is voiceover. Your niche or genre is audiobook. And there's parts. So here's what I would do, Jay. Take these words and then mix them up so that it sounds more like something you would say. If I met you on the streets and I say, what can you do for me? You wouldn't say, I will narrate your audiobook, American male voiceover. A little confusing. So how about put be in there? I will be your American male voiceover for audiobook. Or I will narrate your audiobook with my American male voiceover. Or I really like the I will be your American male voiceover in audiobooks, or whatever. I really like that. Something like this, just what you have, it's got the key parts, it grammatically, it just doesn't look right or sound right. So I would just change that. You can add be, I will be. I like that a lot. I will be your American male audiobook narrator, or something like that. Okay. Your thumbnail, this is a big part. I like it. You got to have the right stuff here. And I like that you're looking at the camera. You got to smile. Your eyes are looking at me. That tells me you trust me, that you're here for me, and that I can trust you. It's great. It's cool. J Voice Work. Dig the name. Okay. So this is where audiobooks differ from a general voiceover gig. If you've watched any of the videos I've done, these have levels, basic, standard, premium, and I'll kind of demonstrate how it works. I like it. It's a good idea for audiobooks. You don't have to do it this way, but it's kind of a good idea. So here's what we got going on. You're offering for 15 minutes, it's going to be $30, which that's kind of on the cheap side. So like you're offering a good deal here. But so $30, and what do they get for $30? They'll get 15 minutes of finished audio that he's going to narrate, edit, quality check, and see. If you have room, put quality check, not QC. I don't know. I know what that is, but some buyers might not know what that is. I'd spell out quality check. And master your audiobook to ACX standard. ACX standards is kind of the standard for audiobooks. I like it, and you're offering a lot. So you're not just providing raw audio, you're going to give it finished. And, to explain finished audio or finished minutes to someone that doesn't know, if you're not familiar with how this works, there's raw audio and then there's finished. Could end up being the same. Typically, it's not. So a good way to think about this for audiobooks is, and it depends on how good you are at reading a script and not making mistakes and making it sound conversational or getting into character, whatever you have to do for it. But when you're first starting, there's usually like a ratio of like 3-to-1, 4-to-1, and that might not, fit you, but it's a good generality. So basically, let's just go with simplicity for 3-to-1, which is actually pretty good if you're just starting and you're only at 3-to-1. Most are probably 4-to-1. So with 3-to-1, it would be this. For every 1 hour of finished work, it would take you 3 hours to do it. Okay? Or 3 times as long. So if Jay is saying for 15 minutes, if you narrate at a 3-to-1, or we'll use 3-to-1. If you narrate at 3-to-1, 15 minutes times 3 is going to be 15, 30, 45. So theoretically, it's going to take 45 minutes to get that one finished 15-minute chunk, if that makes sense. 3-to-1 is just basically take your finished minutes times 3, because that's realistically how long it's going to take you to read it, make mistakes, edit it, get it all finished, processed, quality checked. Everything is just how it needs to be for these mastered for ACX standards. It's going to take about 3 times as long, maybe 4 times as long, depending on how slow you are. So there you go. Okay, so you're getting $30 for 15 minutes. I like it. It's a good price. I mean, for audiobook narration, it's certainly not the most expensive, and I have seen a little bit cheaper, so that's a good range. As a new seller, audiobooks are just their own little beast, so I got no qualms with your pricing. It's fine. 1-day delivery, so you'll do it in 1 day with 1 revision. Okay. Let's check something. Standard, premium. So they get everything's the same except the word count goes up incrementally. So if I double 15 minutes, that should be 60. If I double 30 minutes, that should be 60 minutes, and that would be 120. Yep. So that's your pricing. And everything's staying the same. You're taking longer to deliver. That makes sense. But I don't understand why your voiceover recording is not checked at the basic level, because aren't you providing voiceover recording for an audiobook? I would check that. Or if you're trying to say something else, then rephrase it, because this doesn't make sense. If I'm a buyer and I want 15 minutes of audiobook, why am I not getting the voiceover recording? That's not checked, but the standard does. So just check on that, see what's going on with that. Okay, so my next comment about this is, what audiobook is only 15 minutes long? maybe a kid's book. I don't know a lot of audiobooks that are 15 minutes. A 30-minute book is a little bit shorter. Or I'm sorry, not shorter. It's a little bit more realistic. It's just a short amount of time. So I don't know how many people are even looking at your basic package, because a 2,500 word book, that's pretty short. It's a kid's book, I would think. So what I don't know. This is a tricky one because I don't know how much I would change on this, except this voiceover recording. Make sure you figure that out. I don't know. I would start at 30 minutes. I might even have just two options. I wouldn't have a basic plan. I'd just have a 30-minute plan and a premium plan. Yeah, I don't know. So here's what I do. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this one, Jay. I could tell you what I do or what I did. I don't really do audiobooks anymore. I did what most all audiobook narrators do, just charged per finished hour, right? So PFH, that's what everyone charges. So usually a rate for a beginning audiobook narrator, their per finished hour rate, you're doing $60 or no, you're doing $120. It's kind of expensive for a beginner. I mean, if you're getting it, cool. It's a lot of work to do that, so good on you. But it's just a challenge. And so remember in the beginning of the video when Jay asked, what would I do? What do I recommend? Audiobook or YouTube? My short answer is YouTube. There's a long reason why, and audiobook could be the answer depending on, it's circumstantial, but I like YouTube for a different reason. Audiobook, it's like a marathon. So, okay, but we're talking audiobooks here. Your per finished hour, which 60 minutes, is $120. I think it's a little expensive for a beginning narrator. I mean, really, the goal on Fiverr as a voice talent, your currency is not money yet. You have to get orders and you have to get reviews. You have no orders, you have no reviews, and I don't know if this is going to deter them. That said, audiobook narration is hard. It takes a long time. It's a marathon to get it done. So it's a challenge because it's like, do you want to if you really like audiobook narration, then you have to be willing to accept less money and put in the work to get it done so you can get the orders. I would drop that price. I mean, now that I'm thinking out loud, I would have just two. I'd do a 30-minute and a 60-minute, and your per finished hour, the 60-minute one, and I would do half that. I'd do $75. You want to get people to order, but then you're offering your 30-minute for a short children's book or a pamphlet or trying to think of all the different short versions of audiobooks. There's a few out there, but I would have a 30-minute and a 60-minute, and then certainly I bet your word count shows that. So you're charging for extra minute or for extra minutes. So standard, so it's $60 right here for 30 minutes. As soon as I go to 31, now it's 110. Okay, so what can I get for that? I could probably get 50, yep. So I can get up to 50 minutes for 110. So that's, you're doing it right. Your pricing incrementally goes up, but then once you get over 51, you're at 51 minutes, well, you might as well have the premium package because it's cheaper and you can get up to 10,000. You can get up to, you can get 60 minutes for cheaper. This is getting into the weeds. I know this is getting really confusing here. So I apologize about that. Jay, you set this up right. Your word count, as your minutes go up, you're charging more to a point where they might as well go to the premium package if they have a certain amount. So my short answer now that I've thought about this is I would just do a 30-minute and a 60-minute, drop the basic package of 15 minutes, make it easier, just have everything be the same. You do everything. Narrate, edit, quality check, master, they get everything. Voiceover recording, audio editing, everything is the same except for the pricing. That's how I would do it. And I would drop your prices. Well, no, it's a challenge, man. I hate saying that, but I would do 60 minutes is $75. So then 30 minutes is going to be $30 or whatever you want to charge for that, $35. I don't know, somewhere around there. And because you need to get orders, you need to get reviews, and these prices aren't terribly high, but they're not low enough to get orders. So that's my suggestion. Okay, let's go away from pricing because, to be honest, this pricing isn't necessarily going to deter people from buying from you. They might click on you just because the rate is borderline low enough. It's not low enough. It should be lower, but it's not terribly expensive either. Audiobooks are just hard. Let's go to your demo. I would adjust the price. That's my short answer for that one. Okay. I like your thumbnail. This is really nice. It's that clear picture of you. If I can nitpick it a little bit, I wish your picture was a little bit bigger. It could fill up this thumbnail more and look really sharp because it's all about you and not about the verbiage. You're an American voiceover artist. It's fine. You got your logo. Great. I would just make your picture bigger if you adjust it. If it's easy for you to adjust it because you made it, do it. If you don't mind having the person who made it make it bigger, I would make it a little bit bigger. Okay, when I click on this, I want to hear a reel. I know it's a challenge because in audiobook, it's like the buyer wants to hear, they want to hear what sustainability. They want to hear you over time so they can get a feel of like what you're going to sound like as a narrator. So an audiobook reel isn't going to be every 8 to 10 seconds. But if this is a 75-second video, because it should be a video, then, gosh, every 20 seconds, you're going to switch. So 20, 40, 60. I don't know. Yeah. At least 3 options in this so that they can hear your different reading styles of what you do. Because you're just a generic or general audiobook narrator. You don't have anything specific. So if you're going to be the general audiobook narrator, then you need to provide options of what you can do. Let's hear.
The Telltale, written by Edgar Allan Poe, narrated by Jay Scoville. True, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous. I had been, and am. But why? Will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed.
Okay, so I'm 30 seconds in, and I get a feel for what you're doing here. I'm ready for another version, because as a buyer, what if this is not the sound that I want? And you're doing like a very mysterious, he's doing this and he's walking and you're drawing me in as a listener because I want to hear what's going to happen. It's very suspenseful, but what if my book is not suspenseful? So that's why you have a reel so that this, and I have a feeling you're not going to switch, but this is where the switch should happen so that now you're going to get into a different tone of delivery for audiobook. Now I would like to hear you go completely different, go into something super upbeat that's like maybe a biography about somebody or something that's, right now you're in the low range. I want to hear a little high range.
Not all them. Above all, I heard how healthfully story.
Okay, so it's the same. So you have 1 minute of you reading in this same tone. I don't dislike it. I think it sounds pretty good. I like it. I want it to be a reel though. And I can see that you have something going on in the background for this video.
Tell heart, by Jay Scoville.
It's just like subtle change in the background. That's good. For an audiobook, that's fine for a video. But I wish it was a reel. I wish you had like 2, 3, maybe pushing on 4. You could easily get 3 different versions of you as an audiobook narrator for different genres. This is all the same. And if a buyer's not looking for that tone, they're going to go to somebody else. But maybe you do other tones and they'll never know because it's not in this first one. Okay, so now you have a second demo. You should have 4 total. Your video plus 3, you have video plus 1. You're missing 2 more. You got to get those up, Jay. If Fiverr is going to allow you to have it up there, put them up there so people can hear your range. Okay, so this hopefully is a second audiobook sample of what you can do. I want to hear you as a narrator doing something besides, I guess I'm going to just call it mysterious and suspenseful. It's kind of what you were doing in the first one.
Hello, I'm Jay. I may be new here on...
Oh, it's an intro. No. I laugh, Jay. I don't like intros. Just my opinion. There are people and coaches and people that advocate for them, that say they like them. I don't like them. I don't like them because I feel like it's a waste of time. A buyer's not coming because they want to hear you say what you do. They want to just hear you do what you do. And this is probably an intro.
This site, but I'm more told my deep for a voice that guides, captivates, adhering to the hikers to life. Words come alive, collaborate to create something extraordinary.
Okay, here's what I would do, Jay. Ditch the intro. Man, I'm sorry. Those words, everything you say, all the great stuff, that can be in your thing. These demos are the time for a buyer to hear what you can do. And I don't like intros because they deter from that. This is a slot where a buyer can hear how awesome you are at being an audiobook narrator, and they're not getting that chance because you're talking about yourself. Okay, so I wouldn't have that. And then again, you have 2 more slots that you can put demos and you don't have them. Fill those up. If that's like just as a general rule, if Fiverr gives you the option to put something there, use it. Okay, let's go down. About the gig needs to be about the gig and not about you. Do you have an audiobook? Done right. Meets all the standards. That's excellent product. Cool. I like it. What'll I do? My guarantee. I dig it. I like it. Record. This is all good. This is all really, really good. You have a call to action. Hit continue to start your project. I like it. If I could add a suggestion, put some parts in your about this gig on how you're going to make me feel as a buyer, what you're going to do for me, what is your process in getting me exactly what I want. It does 2 things. 1, it's going to let me know as the buyer what I can expect. And 2, it's filling up more space on your about this gig, which is it's a section of your gig that Fiverr uses for the algorithm to search for keywords when people are looking for a talent, and you might as well fill that up so there's words available for them to find you. Okay. English from Thailand. Okay. Hey there, I'm Jay, and okay, that makes sense. With a passion for storytelling, why choose me? Okay, I like it. This is a good about the seller. That's great. This is where you can compare packages. We already looked at it in the summary. Again, this stands out to me. Just check that out and let's see what that is, because I don't know why that doesn't have a check mark. It really should. Okay, you don't have FAQs. You can have 10 FAQs, Jay, and all of you. You can have them. And again, if Fiverr offers you that possibility to have something, take advantage of it by using it. And it helps as a buyer. You fill out your FAQs on, what is your time frame? What is your process? How do you guarantee that it's quality checked for ACX standards? What genres do you read in? Is there anything that you will not read? I don't know. There's so many different FAQs, questions that you could put with answers, simplicity, how fast do you deliver, all that stuff. Put 10 FAQs, you need them. Okay, your related tags, cool. You've combined some of your tags. I like it. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, just these spaces can have, I think it's 3 words with up to 30 characters. So fill up that space because Fiverr doesn't distinguish the difference between, like let's say, and Jay did it right, but let's say Jay had American, then another tag for male, then another tag for voice. Well, that would be 3 tags. You only get 5 tags. So he's using 3 slots for those 3 words could be put together into one tag like he did, opening up 4 spots, so you have 4 more availability, right? So you're combining so that you have a lot of slots to use. He did it right. Fiverr doesn't distinguish between words, the word order. So American male voice is the exact same as male American voice versus voice male American. It doesn't matter the order. It doesn't matter at all. Even if they don't go together, which American male voice does go together, even if they don't go together, it doesn't matter. It's honestly just think about them as individual words that can pop up as keywords when people are searching for you. So the only thing I can do now is we're going to go through it really quick. And is there duplicates? So if you have American male voice, none of those words should be in any of your other tags. So you have YouTube voiceover, 1 word, good. Audiobook narrator, good. Voiceover artist. Okay, you already put voiceover for YouTube voiceover. So now you have a word that you're using in your tags that's wasting space. You've already used it. Don't use it again. Put a different word. Artist you haven't used. Long form you haven't used. You might even be able to fit long form artist into one, and then that's going to free up 2 slots because you're getting rid of the voiceover. I don't know. You can really fine tune it. And that's kind of to bring it around full circle. That's exactly what I offer when we do our consultations is we just really dive super deep into the gig and fully maximize it. I mean, there's so much more that I can get into with this. It's just in these short videos, I don't really go that deep into it. I just want to give you an overall glimpse and ideas of what I'm seeing. But there's so much more we can do as far as helping you out with your thumbnail and coaching you on your delivery style a little bit more and making sure your demos are rocking solid. I mean, there's a lot we do in these consultations. They're a lot of fun. So if you're interested, the link is below. And again, these Fiverr gig reviews are down below. I like to wrap these up, Jay, with a big takeaway. My big takeaway for you is I would offer your demo needs to have range. You need to show that you can do other things besides just that mysterious, suspenseful tone. And if that is all you can do or all you want to do, then change your title. I will be your mysterious audiobook narrator, or really niche down into what you're doing. But if it's going to be just general audiobook narrator, you having one style that you deliver in isn't going to cut it. You're not going to get buyers because unless you find the one buyer that's looking for that, you're not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I like to think about it like fishing. If you're going to go fishing, you want to put bait out that's going to attract everyone, not just one type of fish, unless you only want that one type of fish. And if that's the type of fish you want, then your title should say that. Okay. Awesome, Jay. I really appreciate it, my man. It's been a lot of fun. I do like doing these Fiverr gig reviews. The biggest takeaway is I just love helping people, and I'm busy. Gosh, I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of consultations lately, and it's been fun. It's been busy, but it's been fun. And man, a lot of talent that I've been working with, being super successful, and it makes my day. One of the coolest things is getting an email with a link to work that one of my talents has completed. And it makes me so happy. Almost more happy than seeing my own work that I'm doing, because it's cool to help VOs get to where they want to get. I mean, there's just so much work out there for all of us there's plenty And we should celebrate each other's accomplishments because that's what it's all about. We're all in this together. So there it is, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And if you want to help me out just a little bit, if you could take a second and click like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, drop a comment below. That all helps it out. It tells YouTube that you find value in this so that they can expose these videos to other people who might also benefit from it. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do. We're just trying to help out some people here. Being a group, working together, getting there together, and having a good time. So I hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.